program in Awka, Anambra State, stressed that community participation is critical to mitigating flooding. CKN, the rains are here.
Yes, the rains are here. And it seems those of us in Lagos are the one catching the highest level of cold, as it were. I know that there have been warning by the various government agencies on what is expected in the next few days or weeks across Nigeria. But what happened in Lagos yesterday was highly unexpected. I know that in Abuja, a few days ago, there was this massive flooding of Trademore Estate in Abuja. Okay. That estate has been remained consistent since last year. There was a terrible flooding of that estate that some people lost their lives. And I remember that the FCT administration wanted to do something, maybe by demolishing some areas and trying to... And the residents of that estate insisted and resisted that effectively. And I think they took up their hands off it.
As can be expected.
Yes, and they did. But this week or last week again, we saw the devastating effects in Abuja, that same estate. And one life was lost. I don't know the situation of things. Now, but coming back to Lagos, it rained cats, dog, elephant, and camel yesterday, all combined. And I would say that I was one of the victims of that flooding yesterday because unfortunately I had floods ravaging my apartment. My area, citizen, good enough, we all stayed within the same. We are all neighbors, but I didn't expect what happened. One is that, what is the problem? One is the issue of global warming, which over the years we've been told that it's not only Nigeria, we've been seeing flooding across the globe, even in advanced countries where you don't expect such to happen. So we know that. Were we prepared for what happened? Well, we were probably prepared, but not totally prepared. I know that in Lagos, and this is key with Lagos, I know that the Lagos State Commissioner of Environment, Wahab Tokumbo, right, has been going around talking about the issue of blocking of drainages. There have been demolition of houses here and there. But you come to realize that some of the issues that we are having in Lagos is man-made. You see some people building houses in areas where they're not supposed to. I'll take a classical example for myself. In Ogudurioke, which is just about five minutes drive from here, you see people building houses where you know that drainages are water supposed to pass through. And when you tell them to do, they tell you that they have powers.
And water we were taught.
Water will find its level at any given point in time. If you go to Joseph Adesanya Street in Ogudurioke, we're supposed to be an avenue. Some people have built house to cover where this thing, and nothing has been done.
No, Tony. Sometimes when you hear things like this, you get vexed. Those houses, those plans are approved.
That is where I'm going to. That is the second leg of the matter. Yeah. Then you ask yourself, when they were building, what were the relevant agencies of government doing? Most of them, if not practically all, were given permission or approval by the same state government, and you ask yourself what is happening. So it's a huge, terrible problem for us. Man-made, completely man-made, and that has been the situation. And this is just the second or third day, and I heard that warnings are coming. But you will see not only, in fact, you see that vehicles have been submerged. You must have seen that on social media, or Marina, and so many other places. So the state government need to do something as quickly as possible.
All right. Tony, Chris is talking about Lagos. He mentioned Abuja in passing, but we're told 31 states, including Anambra, where the meeting was held. So if we don't heed the warning, we must pay the price.
Yes, we're paying the price now.
Okay.
Regular. Yesterday was a.
Look at that. Yeah. Look at this.
We were failing to do the right thing. We are failing to do the right thing. Just as CKN said.
Water must find its level.
Look at houses, multi-millionaire houses. If you fail to do the right thing, we keep going through that process, through that route. You approve. People build. Let me just use Lagos as an example. People building on drainage channels. And it's becoming an annual ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah, annual ritual. There'll be announcement by government. We told the states to be on the alert, to do the needful, clear the drainage channel, prepare ground for people who will be displaced. I mean, year in, year out. After the rain, we go back again. We relax. So that has been the problem. So that's why I said it's a routine. But it goes beyond that. What are we doing after the rain, during dry season? During dry season, you see, last year, there was flooding around between Ogun State and Lagos here. When Ogun River overflowed.
Yeah.
When water was released from the dam.
Tony, you have talked about after the rain.
After the rain.
What should we do before the rains come?
Yeah, that's exactly what after the rain. These are routine. The rain is here now. There's so much noise. It shouldn't be now. We ought to have done that before.
We are reactive.
Yes, we ought to have. We are not proactive. We are reactive. We're supposed to have done this before during the dry season.
It's a gut reaction.
Yes, during the dry season, a lot of promises were made last year when issues like this came up. But immediately after, relax, and we have ministries and agencies of government assigned to make sure these things work. But after, they relax, and nothing happened. Then we wait for the next flood to happen, and then we start over again.
And nature, it's like we're talking about.
I don't joke with nature.
There's this. Is it Bedil? Is it Hurricane Bedil?
Okay.
Hitting Jamaica, going towards Mexico now.
So I think we're lucky here.
So,
we're
the
lucky.
meteorologists will warn you, and they will take. They'll take heed, not here.
Over there.
Sorry, let me let this. So we do it all the time. We're doing it now. We're running. Everybody's making noise and all that. The rainy season comes again after September. We go back. Everybody will keep quiet. Then we'll wait for the next season. Go around Lagos, for instance, because I can use this place as a practical example. The drainage system, government is trying. I will give it to Lagos State government compared to other states, because the other states in Nigeria, what are the efforts they are making apart from Lagos State and then federal government?
Tony, but let me say I'm a little troubled because CKN and I and you stayed in the same. We stay at Ogudu, the highest point in Lagos.
Yes, one of the highest.
But
points.
that not one. It is the highest spot in Lagos. But that some parts of Ogudu have become flooded is a mystery to me.
It keeps happening over and over again. So I don't want to apportion blame, but the people whose responsibility it is, everybody knows they are not doing enough. Federal government, state. I'm not putting local government here because it's beyond them. It's beyond them. It's not about sitting down here and making noise all over again. This one, we are here now. The rain is here at the moment. So what do we do? What have we done to mitigate this crisis we're going? Because we just started.
All right, Tony, Chris, NEMA, which is like the big referee here, has blown the whistle.
Yes.
What next?
What next is for us to be able to do the right thing. One of it is, Tony said that local government will not want to. It's everybody.
It's everybody, I get it. But
I
don't want to go there.
We will go. Let us go there because people are watching us. Even the people you are referring to are watching us. And the essence of journalist hangout is for us to say the way it is.
Mold
opinions, as it were.
Leave the rest.
The federal government has its role to play. Several times we've had the River Niger, River Benue overflowing, especially when Cameroon releases their dam, and they always warn us that be ready what is going on, and they've always asked us to dredge our own side of the river, and we don't do that. So when they release the next thing our government will tell us, people should move to higher land. Where is the higher land if you want them to move?
All right.
So the issue, as I said, in rounding up, is a collective thing. The state, the federal, the local government, and also we as an individuals, because our habit also causes some of these things when we block the gutters.
Okay, then we have joined in blowing the whistle. 31 states must get ready for the coming floods, including the flash ones. So our job regarding that is done. Okay, to our next story. You know, for the People's Democratic Party, PDP in Edo State, the road to the September 21st governorship election appears a bridge too far. A federal high court in Abuja has invalidated the PDP primary that produced Asoi Ighodalo as the party's candidate for the forthcoming governorship poll in the state. In a ruling delivered this Thursday, Presiding Judge Justice Iyanekwo ruled that the PDP primary held on February 22nd failed to comply with the provisions of the Electoral Act 2022 and the party's constitution. As far as the judge is concerned, returning officers who prepared the result sheets only sat in one place to falsify the outcome of the exercise. 381 delegates, including the plaintiffs, were precluded, were removed, and were therefore against the provisions of the law. Tony, politicians hardly play by the rules set by them.
Yeah, set by them. And you know why this one is feeling me is based on the fact that I remember Obaseki, the fight with President Governor of Edo State, fight with former Governor Adams Oshomole.
Okay.
In the guise of defeating Godfatherism, because I want to
living in shadows.
Yes, exactly. I'm going to what is the cause of all this. Philip Schweib was his deputy.
Was the deputy.
His deputy, because I don't know. He has a deputy now, but I'm still, believing he's still the guy because they were quite close, if not for this. That's why politics in Nigeria at times, I don't know. I don't know if we can ever be a politician. Because the way you play it here, it's something you cannot explain at times.
If you don't talk like you cannot be, yeah.
You can never be a politician in Nigeria. The way they play their own politics is different. Okay. I don't think the rest of Africa does that. Obaseki came on the mantra of defeating Godfatherism, and he went all out to fight Adams Oshomole, the President Senator Adams Oshomole. He was governor. He's been governor. And the primary came. Philip Schwaibu, I don't have a problem with him. He wanted to contest. He has been your deputy. No matter the issues you guys have, allow the guy to contest. That's the problem I have. If somebody is your deputy, because we talked about it here many times. Someone is your deputy. You picked him up because he picked Philip as his deputy. But then towards the election, things start coming. You can reconcile these things. I remember one public function, two of them attended. The way he snubbed them, you think they've never been friends before. That's why I said Nigerian politics is dicey. And then no problem. When the guy said, I want to be governor, give him the free space, provide a level playing field,
and allow the people.
Allow the people choose. Allow the people pick. That's why I said a level playing field. Okay, the guy said he wanted to go. He said no, he can't. And then over 300 delegates were not allowed to cast their vote at the primary election. So what do we expect? If we continue to do things like this, then we don't have a choice but to allow the court to define the process for us.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. If we fail to do the right thing at the right time, the court will decide for them.
All right.
So that's what's happening in Edo today. It's unexpected. I used to have high regard for Governor Obaseki, but on this one, it's called a very...
Tony, you and I are legal neophytes. Our colleague here has a legal bent about him. So
illegal view.
Yes, Chris, the court order was voiced at Abuja. Is it binding?
It is binding.
Because I know you people talk about jurisdiction being key in law.
Yes, it's binding.
Okay.
First and foremost, you have to, first of all, identify the issues at here. What are the issues? The 1999 Constitution, as amended, has provisions on how, and our electoral act, 2022 has provision on how a primary must be conducted.
Yeah,
that is number one. Anything contrary to that is null and void. The party itself has its own guidelines too, as to how primaries must be conducted. Anything contrary to that is null and void. So these people now who are the pro, who we call, we have pro, everything now has a pro.
and an anti.
And anti. So the pro Philip Shuaibu, the former deputy governor, as it were, and his delegates were prevented to vote at that convention held at Samuel Ogbumudia Stadium. So they felt aggrieved and now went to court, sued PDP, sued INEC.
Yes. To seek redress.
Yes, to seek redress. Of course, you seek redress. That's what you seek. They sued PDP. They sued INEC. They sued the national secretary of PDP. They sued the South national vice chairman of PDP at the court. And when you get to court, you canvass your case. The other person will canvass this case. The judge will sit in judgment and look at the merits of the cases.
And the merits
and the demerits there. And based on that, Justice Ekwo said that the convention, the primary that was conducted, but I would say, when I said it before, I was saying it, I know that on that day, I was using the statement, faction PDP. And the former national publicity secretary of PDP called me immediately, say, CK, there is nothing like fashion PDP in Edo State. He called me. It's because on our CK, on our news item, that is how we process it. So because there were two conventions, quote and unquote. There was one that was held by Philip Shuaibu himself in a place where he was returned unopposed. Then this one. But at the end of it,
at the time, Philip Shuaibu was on the good books of the number one.
No. They were not on good books already. Of course, before the primary. No, when the governor has picked who the person he wants, of course, don't forget that the deputy was already having problem. He was kicked out of and they got him an obscure place somewhere in town where he's supposed to be his office. Then from there, the whole thing catapulted. But at the end of it all, it has been annulled. But what I don't understand is that if once such a primary is annulled, that means that PDP does not have a candidate in the coming election.
Well, I think
because they have to go on appeal.
Okay.
They have the right to go on appeal. But PDP has issued a statement now, as I was just coming 2 minutes ago.
They still recognize them.
Their candidate is still their candidate.
That is where we are. So let's see how this pans out. But as Tony rightly said, you said it. Nigerian politicians don't learn. Similar thing happened in Zamfara State during the last election. You realize that APC was cruising home. Practically won every seat.
Until the INEC flashed the yellow card.
Then
I didn't believe it.
Yes.
Until the red card came.
Of course, the red card came. And that was it. So the APC that have already thought that it has won Zamfara State, he was given to...
They don't learn.
And that was it. It's happened in River State.
They don't learn.
It has happened in several states. But these politicians will never learn. Their selfish interest is always a binding factor. And I always ask, in whose interest are they acting?
Not in the people's interest.
People they're representing or their personal interest.
But you know the answer.
That question.
No, you know the answer to that question.
He's just begging the question. He's begging it.
Answer.
All right, folks. That's done. Tony, September 21st is a little under 2 months from now. Yeah. So time.
So I think it's a sucker punch on PDP in Edo State. Because I know they are rattled now. Forget the statement they issued earlier.
Yeah.
It will rattle them because it goes beyond PDP as a party, and it goes beyond the fact that they have a sitting governor. We are talking about INEC here. We are talking about constitution and the rule of law.
Playing by the rules.
Yes, fairness and all that, which was, was not at play during the primaries. So I know they are thinking now, what are they going to do next?
They'll go on appeal. They'll go on appeal.
The earlier they do that, the better. The earlier they do that, the better. But right now, as we speak, I know there's confusion in the midst.
But gentlemen, before we pass over this
start
subject,
doing the right thing as
possible. The viewer is wondering if the Supreme Court is waiting on this now.
Yes. The Supreme Court. The next point is Court of Appeal.
All right.
After the Court of Appeal, they get to the
Supreme
Court. What the time frame do they have?
But we know we explore the channels.
So it's given what we call accelerated hearing.
On this program, time is a master too. So we'll go to the next subject matter. The adulteration of the premium motor spirit, aka the petrol, means a reduction in the quality or purity of the substance by adding foreign or inferior elements. The Nigerian Senate, obviously miffed by the alleged persistent importation of hazardous petroleum products by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, NNPCL, has moved to unravel the phenomenon. The Red Chamber on Wednesday constituted a 15-member committee to carry out the exercise. Senate President Godswill Akpabio announced the composition as he named Senate Leader Opeyemi Bamidele as the leader of the committee. Mention was made of the June 6 importation of 12 cargoes of diesel that brought 660 kilotons of diesel into Nigeria, adulterated. It all begs the question of when would we refine petroleum products at home? Let's first share the story by Tijesu Adeoye of the TVC News. Let's go there quick. Thank you.
Calls to ban the importation of diesel and substandard petroleum products are re-echoed in Senator Ekpeyon's motion. The lawmaker raises concerns over the continued importation of hazardous petroleum products and substandard diesel, which is a huge threat to the health of individuals and the environment.
Quality of the state diesel is below the Nigerian standard in terms of flash and sulfur levels. However, in spite of the substandard nature of the diesel, it has found its way into the Nigerian market as a truck on empty carlos.
His motion enjoyed the support of a cross-section of lawmakers who also complained that the situation has made the market unfavorable for local operators and impedes the sustainability and growth of domestic refineries.
If we have been told as a nation that our refineries were under repair and over $4 billion had been invested in this by government at different times, and we have been given different dates when these refineries will be up and running.
As an oil-producing nation for 50 years or thereabout, this nation is still battling with the issue of auditing, the issue of sampling, and the issue of fault validation.
You look at line by line of this motion that is before us, it is clear that even quoting the dates where each of these transactions takes place is enough for us to look into this sector, not only this motion alone.
We have 5 modular refineries going on. We have the one from Dangote, and then we are issuing licenses every day. As you open newspapers, you see licenses to bring in what? Diesel, bring in fuel, bring in this, bring in that.
The Senate has now constituted a 15-member ad hoc committee to carry out a thorough investigation into the matter and report back to the Senate with its findings in 3 weeks. Tijesu Adeoye, TVC News, Abuja.
Line wires and cable. Great quality. Now with the new look.
All right, folks, welcome back. CKN, we've been there before. In the Abacha days, the Abacha years, there was something like this, and we did nothing.
We did nothing. That was the days of the smelling fuel, petroleum acid fuel. But on this one, Aliko Dangote, the richest man in Africa, was the whistleblower. He was the one that blew the whistle and said that, one, that there is a deliberate attempt to frustrate his refinery.
Yeah.
Two, that is not getting enough crude oil as required to be able to power his refinery. And because of that, especially there are some kind of sabotage on the part of IOCs. When we say IOC, for those of our international oil company.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Sabotage is that he has started importing crude oil from other countries, especially in the United States, at a rate that is higher than what it's supposed to be. Then he now threw the bomb that the regulatory body, the downstream regulatory agency, have issued licenses to about 20 or 27 or 28 individuals to start importing petroleum products, and that they've been importing adulterated diesel and aviation fuel. The one that hit me most is not the diesel, but the aviation fuel. Because that in itself has implication. Imagine flying in an aeroplane that has an adulterated petroleum.
You fly to conclusion.
Yeah, you don't enter one chance now. So those were fundamental issues. It wasn't raised by anybody, but somebody who is a key player in the industry. So what did the regulatory agency did? They quickly come out, oh no, there was nothing like that. Okay, NMPC also came out and said, yes, around December, there was some kind of adulterated fuel that came in, but we were able to nip it in the bud by January. But we are back to square one. And based on what the senators were saying, over $4 billion have been spent in turn around maintenance for our refineries that have refused to be turned. We were told that by December last year, that the Port Harcourt refinery will start producing. They shifted the post. You know, it's only Nigeria. When you start playing football, when you get to quarterfinal, you're going to shift the post. You get to semi, you shift. Then the final. They move it and said, oh, it's going to be around March, April, or June. I remember that GDave consistently has been talking on this program on this issue of always postponing this issue of when our refineries will start working. So I commend the Senate for what they are doing, but let me sound a caution here.
A note
of caution. Citizen, nothing will come out of it. Nothing will come out of it because we've gone this route so many times in the past and nothing ever come out of it.
Yeah, Tony, I know you don't share that diffidence.
Sure. I was about to start exactly from where it ended.
You think I'm afraid of standing alone? I'm not.
I was exactly going to start from where CKN stopped because truly, it's a circus show. Nothing will come out of it. It's not today, when during the military. I mean, can you explain?
No, sorry. Where's the doubt coming from?
Yeah, because we've been around. We've seen this thing happen over time. It's not because it's any spoke. They don't even have the executive power to do anything. So they discover what happens. They pass it to the executive to implement. It doesn't happen that way. The truth is that we have a problem here and we are refusing to solve it.
Do you know chances?
How can we be importing?
Chances are 50-50. No. They are watching us.
They need to hear. So they should prove me wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In a country where we cannot boast of one refinery, let's be realistic here. This is an oil-producing nation. We don't have the machine to process this thing. We import it.
Our problems are man-made.
We export this thing and import the refined product. I mean, we keep talking about it all the time. Why wouldn't they import? Is it because they're raising dust now? It's been happening over time.
Oh, hold on. We spoke about it not too long ago. CKN, you know that on a barrel of crude oil, you have close to how many byproducts?
Yes, now byproduct.
But
Everybody's
here, only petrol comes
it's been
back.
fine from it. Exactly.
What happens to the rest?
You're not talking about the gas here.
Eh?
So,
Of course, there is gas. Even the lubricants used for vehicles are from there.
Grease.
All those gelling that you use to rub your body. So many things they have. Even pharmaceutical companies use most of the byproduct. But you know why I think I would have shared your optimism is the fact we have a new government in power. We have a new government in power, and I want to believe that the current government, led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, should be able to do something different from the past. And why am I calling him?
As far as we know, President Tinubu was a player in the industry.
He was not only a player. President Tinubu is the Minister of Petroleum.
Okay.
That is where I'm going.
All right.
The person in charge, if anything happened within this sector, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be held responsible. We are going to hold him responsible because he is the minister. He has the Minister of State for Petroleum and for gas. But the overall head is the president. And that is why Nigerians are, and this is not the first person. The last president was also the Minister of Petroleum.
No, it started from Obasanjo.
That is what I'm
was
saying.
The minister.
So that is, but that is why we are talking of issue of change. We want to believe that there is something going to change.
Yeah.
But I don't want to remain within that realm of pessimism, which I have. So most of us have come to.
Shake it.
I will shake it, but they have to prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Citizens, have you forgotten off your mic?
Tony has dead them.
Have you forgotten off your mic?
Under the last government.
Under the last government. Have you forgotten what happened to the power sector probe that was led by Elumelu? Have you forgotten? Billions and billions and billions of
Ndudi
Elumelu. Have you forgotten that? Have you forgotten so many other probes that will make so much? In fact, they will take live telecasts on national TV stations, and they wasted our time. Oh, they said they'll finish. Once they finish, they say the next thing they will tell you they don't have the power to be able to prosecute. They take it to the executive. We're supposed to prosecute.
May I drop this here now? Nobody goes to court. The number 3 man in the country is the Senate President. Tony and CKN. Senate President Godswill Akpabio announced this committee. So allow him do his job.
It's not about not allowing him to do his job. He will do his job. Nobody's even hindering him from doing his job.
So where's the problem?
The fact is that it's not about pronouncing it. We want to see actionable moves. If you want this thing to be done, we know these things. I mean, they imported Adulterated. Who are those who imported it? We have their names. They should put faces to this thing. In this country, just a couple of days back here, we saw arms being displayed on TV. No faces were put. We know the truth here. We know the truth in Nigeria. We've been around for some time. So when we speak like this, we are speaking from the point of knowledge. There's no working. The people at the national assembly, some of them are players in this game too. So let's be realistic.
Okay. Hold on. Before you go to court.
Yes.
If you pour oil on troubled waters, what should you pour on troubled oil?
Anything you want, but the fact
reasonableness.
But let me tell you this, citizen. It has gotten to a point where Nigerians no longer believe in what happens at the National Assembly, and it's a fact. We have to tell us.
Is it that bad?
It is more than bad. Citizen, and so many Nigerians don't have the voice to be able to come on this program. But what we have been saying is this: what happens? What happens next? There have been instances where, at the end of it all, look at there have been probes on the issue of oil theft. You've forgotten that? The issue of oil theft in Nigeria.
Is there really oil theft?
What is it? Oil pay free. Okay.
No. I'm not in the industry.
They have told us. Even that, to the extent that we have to get a private agency person to man that sector. Until today, we are still saying that we cannot meet our OPEC quota.
Yeah.
Dangote cannot get crude oil. Is it not a shame that a country like Nigeria cannot provide Dangote refinery, the biggest refinery in the whole of Africa, to be able to run that refinery? It's annoying.
Okay.
I just pray the president can do something. Definitely.
Okay.
That's just my prayer.
Mr. President,
Tony, it goes beyond praying.
When I pray, I wish.
The maxim is work and pray.
Work and pray.
Work is doing
working to that direction. Yeah,
we are working the talk.
We need to correct it Seriously.
All right, Mr. Senate President, the ball is in your court too. Okay, we wish you well. We wish you Godspeed, as we say. Okay, then, let's share our last story. You know, since June 2021, when he was controversially renditioned to Nigeria from Kenya, detained leader of the segregationist group, the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, or IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has made headlines as the southeast zone of the country has almost been brought to its knees, no thanks to the twin evil of sit at home and the so-called unknown gunmen. But let's tell you that senators from the southeast zone have met with the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, to demand the release of the detained IPOB leader. The 15 senators, led by Inyinaya Abaribe of Abia South, met the AGF on Wednesday and handed him a letter of the plea. Tony, do you see any light at the end of the tunnel?
Yeah, you know, goes beyond seeing light at the end of the tunnel.
Okay.
Yeah. If he's released, I commend the Southeast senators and Southeast governors standing up for the first time to speak in unison.
You know, they did that some days ago.
Yes, for the first time, you know, in one voice and demanding for his release. But I think it goes beyond demanding for his release.
Okay.
On the part of Kanu himself, he needs to show some kind of remorse.
Kanu should play ball.
Restrain, yes. You know, from his verbal
outburst,
you know, considering the past, you know, his past actions. He needs to be circumspect if and when he's released. If and when he's released, if the president should sit there at demand. Because we're talking about political solution here. The Southeast needs to come to start breathing again. Sit at home has killed that region. Let's be realistic about it.
No less so the so-called unknown gunmen.
Because of unknown gunmen. It has killed, it has riddled that region economically and otherwise. That on a Monday, people, for many years now, do not go to work. Schools doesn't, you know, operate. Some state governors came and we're trying to, you know.
Thanks to Enugu governor.
Then
he's taking the...
Soludo tried initially, but I don't know. Then Enugu state governor was firm on it.
Yeah.
You know, they all came out trying to see how, but beyond that, I think his release will calm the restive situation in that region.
Okay.
It will calm the situation. It will bring back the economy, you know, economy of that region. People can now move freely. I've seen a lot of people, when you say go to this, even on apart from Mondays, I'm going to this house, go and do what? People are scared of visiting that region. So if his release can change all these whole scenarios, no problem. But then I think he himself has a lot of work to do.
All right. CK, the governors, or the 5 governors of the Southeast met on the same issue some 2, 3, 4 days ago. Your governor of Imo State is the chairman of the Southeast Governors Forum. For a region that's seen to lack a consensus, do you see the senators' move gaining ground?
Well,
if you understand where I'm coming from.
I understand, but let me tell Tony that our region is peaceful now.
Oh, really?
Yes, it is peaceful.
You're forgetting that I'm almost
that is what I'm saying. No, I saw including you.
Tony, did he put it in his notes?
Let me. I say our region is peaceful now.
Okay, I understand.
But coming back to what you're saying, citizens in June, I've always said that the issue of Kanu, the solution to the issue of Kanu, should be political, not judicial. It should be political. There is always a political solution to every problem. And I've raised it several times on this program. And I gave a situation like what happened with Igboho. It was treasonable. It was treason. It was the same thing Nnamdi Kanu was agitating for. That's what Igboho was saying. He was talking of a Yoruba nation. Whether he was able to, In fact, he got to a point where he was even to be arrested by DSS, and he took off, and he ran to Benin Republic. After some killing in Oyo State or some headsmen and the rest of them, whatever. But at the end of it all, the issue was settled in Benin, he was released, and he's Nigeria. Our good friend, Showore, was also charged for treason. You've forgotten. That is what Showore was charged for. He was inciting people, he was doing that. His passport was seized. And in fact, the court at a point restricted Showore within Abuja that he must not go beyond Abuja. At the end of it all, the AGF, the current AGF, withdrew that case. And Showore was given back his passport. He's presently in the United States of America. And I've said it time and time again. Yes, he has some hard, he was a bit hard on some of the issues, but of recent, you've seen his utterances that whatever it is going to take,
he'll give to bring peace to the region. Yeah.
And he has come out consistently, starting with the issue of, that's why I say our region is peaceful, starting by saying that he is against anybody enforcing the seat at home. And you come to realize, and that is what we must always say to where he belongs. The seat that what you're having is now in Southeast is hooliganism on the part of some individuals who are taking advantage of the situation to be able to cause havoc. And because of somebody who is outside the country, who is somewhere in Sweden or whatever he is, Finland, and continue to manipulate some individuals, arming them, and they are causing havoc.
All right.
So what I'm saying, just to round up, citizen, the fact is that the move by the governors, don't forget that the senator,
and now the senator,
it was this same Abaribe
that stand bail for him.
That stood bail from Nnamdi Kanu. You've forgotten. He was the same person.
Yeah.
I don't know whether he's the 100 million that he used that shot, whether he got it or not. But there's a concerted effort now. Not only the governors, the senators, the House of Rep members, and even leaders of thought from the South, including the Ohaneze, Igbo. You remember what Chief Iwanya have been saying all these days. Even the one that died, Chief
Wazirike.
And the rest of them.
Mbazulike.
That is Mbazulike, that very old man. So I agree with you that Nnamdi Kanu should be able to calm down.
All right.
And that is a bet that he should not be released. I think his release will bring some relative peace.
Tony, hear this. Nnamdi Kanu himself says, wheeler dealers in the Southeast region are those feeling instability there. Can we tame them?
Yeah, that's the assurance they need to get from him. Because he's the last...
And he adds, release me in 2 minutes.
Yes, all these things we saw. So
do you trust that?
Because, yes, I mean, there must be a commitment. You know, it's kind of a negotiation here between him and government. You know, so they must be able to draw some commitments from him.
Kanu must play ball. He must play ball.
He has to play ball. You know, because a lot of lives are, were lost in the process. You know, so we don't want a situation where he comes out today. Some people may want to take advantage of his release to start causing another, situations that Nigeria cannot afford to, to stand at this point. So for him to come out, there must be some black and white on a piece of paper. It must be more, when you come out truly, he said it, which means he's aware. CKN doesn't want to mention the name. We know what Simon Ekpa has been doing from Finland. Simon Ekpa. Yeah, he says someone from Finland.
He's an opinion leader in the Biafra saga.
Yes.
So he has a role to play. Yeah.
But I don't know why government has been keeping quiet, on that guy. But if tomorrow Nnamdi Kanu is released and is still the guy in Finland is still making noise, then I think government should take another step. It's not about keeping quiet here. Someone sits in another country and be throwing bomb into another, and the government is sitting watching helplessly. We cannot allow that to first step.
CKN, hear this. Unbeknownst to millions of Nigerians, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu enjoys a dual citizenship, Nigeria and Britain. But Britain is quiet in all of this.
Yes, Britain should be quiet.
But you understand
I do.
where I'm coming from.
I do. You cannot interfere in the affairs of another country. That is
No, but he's a citizen of
he is a citizen.
the other side, yeah.
His primary citizenship is Nigeria. Yes.
It's first and foremost.
He's first and foremost a Nigerian. Before you can go to US tomorrow and get citizens of the US. It doesn't preclude you from becoming being a Nigerian. But the fact remains that, in as much as that is the case, let me also say this so that we can put this together. The Chief of Defense Staff, some weeks back, came out and said something about the issue of Simon Ekpa. So we can give it to the military. Let me also use this opportunity. I always want to use that to also thank Nigerian military.
Yeah.
The Nigerian military, especially the army, have done a lot within the past 1 year, 2 years. And I must also thank the heads of these military agencies. The way and manner they have been able to manage the crisis in the Southeast. It has brought a lot of relative peace within that region.
And calm.
And calm. So whenever we are talking about this relative peace, we should also thank the military, especially the Chief of Army Staff and also the CDS. The military have been doing what they lost about how many of their men in Abia a few days ago. Just like that. So they have been paying the supreme sacrifice to be able to bring peace. And which is why I said, in as much as we're going to get, Nnamdi Kanu has given his words that he's committed to this peace. He's committed to be able to make it. And he said it time and time again that most of these people causing this havoc are not his members. They are not. He has said
when it comes out, we need
he
to
said he's not a member. And he said, release me. And I can tell you authoritatively, I'm not a member of IPOB. I can tell you authoritatively, quote me, if Nnamdi Kanu is released tomorrow, there will be relative peace. There is no governor in the Southeast that commands the respect that Nnamdi Kanu commands in the Southeast.
Okay, which for me is a little sad. Which is sad.
But that is the fact, it's the truth. There's none.
Okay, I grant that, but then look at the bigger picture. My people in Akwa Ibom, traveling home from Lagos, for instance, dread going through the Southeast.
They don't build road for this thing. For Lekki now, they don't build road for now.
Make I wait.
Make I wait until they finish that one.
Tony, be careful of this money.
After on the road now, when it was 700 kilometers, maybe you go pass from Lagos. Papa, reach your village.
They can't allow you to finish the question.
The man not allow me. Okay. So when we talk about a political solution, you know, whoever is listening will forget that there are difficulties that must be removed. Political solution.
That's the channel we are in now. Yes, that's why everybody is standing up.
Are we ready to remove the difficulties?
The difficulties is sitting down with him. I think that's the solution. He said he has the magic wand when released to solve the problem of the Southeast. Southeast, for me, at this point, needs peace. If I get your question correct, they need peace, and he's saying, "Release me." And I think, without Nnamdi Kanu, I think southeastern part of this country need peace. At the point in this country, Southeast used to be the most peaceful region in this country. You've never heard of killings, but this day is becoming a recurring decimal.
Tony,
so if the political solution can solve it, because we're going to the court, and it's frustrating.
I'm troubled that the Southeast region is the region of the late Nnamdi Azikiwe, the late Dim Emeka Ojukwu, and many other dignitaries. Okay. But it has not known peace.
Yes.
Because of this. No? Yes. I think it's because of this.
If Nnamdi Kanu is released today, don't you think those who are gaining by this insecurity
what is their number? And it's inconsequential.
Let me tell you.
It's inconsequential.
But have you seen the picture?
I'm getting your point. I
agree with you. You know, sometimes we overplay.
Just like a Boko Haram.
Let me tell you. Sometimes we overplay the issues within the Southeast. For goodness sake, just 3 days ago, a suicide bomber detonated, bombed in Borno State at a wedding. About 30 lives were lost. Have you ever seen a suicide bomber in the south. So every region has its own peculiar issues with security. The only problem we're having in this under the circumstances is that Nnamdi Kalu seems to be the issue.
Is the main
person.
Yeah. But let me lay this on you. Yeah. My country, your country is hurting from many sides.
Yes.
So while we look this way, we must.
The lesser we have, the lesser conflict we have.
Yeah.
The better for the country.
Which is also why we are talking of issues happening in River State. That we should be able to handle this issue
at this level before
it's now raised, because that's how it starts. How did Boko Haram start? They were doing the no school, they go to school. Before you know it, they kill the leader of it. And that's when we have the issue.
Yeah.
In River State now, we've been saying it. Let us resolve this problem before we start having these young men going back to the creek and start destroying what we have. Presently, we cannot even meet our OPEC quota when it comes to issue of. So the problem is that we always leave issues until it gets out of control before we're able to lift it. When this issue of IPOD started, if we have been able to engage effectively, I don't think we have gotten to
No. But IPOD didn't start the whole Wahala. It started from Masob.
It started with Wazirike.
Yes, of course.
But it wasn't that.
It wasn't that.
Nnamdi was an integral part of Masob until he was chucked out.
Citizens, you've forgotten that we had OPC. We had issue with OPC.
In
Lagos, they started before Fashewu and what's his name?
Gani Adams.
Gani Adams fell out. And there was a lot of killing within the Southwest. But the government of President Obasanjo came in.
Called the bluff.
And kicked
against
quote and unquote the butt of certain people, and everybody surrendered. So that's why I think that it's always be the carrot and stick
approach.
Carrot and stick approach, and we'll get this.
So let me, in the summation, I can say Nnamdi Kanu is ready to play ball. And so we put into proper context the intervention of the governors of the Southeast and now senators.
Yes.
And all the stakeholders
who
are not speaking yet.
And the AGF also have a very big group.
Okay.
AGF is good.
Gentlemen, we must go, but not before thanking Chris Kennedy Wandu, CKN. I greet you.
Thank you very much, citizen.
And gentleman, Tony Nwaje.
Thank you so much. Thank you, man. Thank you.
All right. You say your region is at peace.
Yes, we are.
It's all right. So let it be. That's it on the program Journalist Hangout today. If you missed any part of it, not to worry. Later tonight, there's a repeat broadcast. And then, of course, the program returns tomorrow. Join us then. Also know that on Sunday, we expand the field for you from between 1:30 and 3:30 p.m. And let me quickly add, we are on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. Again, our man, BKO, Babajide, is unavoidably out of town. So on behalf of the Backroom Boys, I'm Citizen Jones Hussein saying thank you, bye, and bye for now. Take care.
Closer to your champion.
Stay connected for every medal moment from the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. Get closer to your champions with Supersport on DSTV, the home of entertainment.
The following is a paid presentation by ShopX TV. Do you struggle with having an active and healthy lifestyle due to your busy schedule? Do you find it difficult to make it to the gym? You want to improve your overall health, but don't know where and how to start? Medical experts agree that walking, running, and jogging are amongst the best ways to stay fit and enjoy a great active and healthy lifestyle. What if there was a convenient and affordable way to improve your health, improve your mood, and lose weight right in your own home? Introducing the Sport design that houses a 1-horsepower motor that is twice the size of most treadmills, packed into a nice compact unit, powering every step you take. you get the SportX digital compact treadmill system complete with a rugged commercial-grade ultra-durable traction belt, large LCD multifunctional display that displays speed, time, distance, calories, and has 12 different exercise programs, as well as a magnetic safety key for added security.
The SportX treadmill has really helped me get back in shape after childbirth. I love it because it's compact and can fit anywhere in the house. And when I'm done, I fold and put it away. Easy peasy.
This is the best piece of equipment for people like me who want to stay active without leaving the home. I simply unfold it and use it while I watch my favorite program on TV.
Joining a gym can cost an absolute fortune, and you could be paying up to 490,000 naira in annual gym fees. Get the SportX compact digital treadmill to save the cost and work out of the convenience of your home. You would normally pay 500,000 naira for a treadmill like this. Call the number on your screen now and get the SportX compact digital treadmill for not 450,000 naira, but for just 400,000 naira only. And that's not all. You can get the SportX compact digital treadmill in 2 easy payments of 200,000 naira. That's right. Pay twice and get this amazing fitness solution. But wait, there's more. If you order now, you get the SportX compact digital treadmill delivered to you for free wherever you are in Nigeria. And it comes with a ShopX 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied with the treadmill, send it back for a full refund. But hurry, limited stock available. Call the number on your screen now or scan the QR code or visit our website to place your order while stock lasts.
The preceding was a paid presentation brought to you by ShopX TV.
At TVC News, wherever the big news. There is an old African. At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Presidential Economic Coordination Council tasked with stimulating economic growth and stability. This Powerhouse Council comprises the economic management team, legislative leaders, governors, and private sector giants like Aliko Dangote, Tony Elumelu, and Bismarck Rwani. In addition, President Tinubu has approved a package of 2 trillion naira to fund critical sectors of the economy, considered a significant boost to stimulate growth and development. With a monthly meeting scheduled and direct reporting to Mr. President, this council is set to drive a meaningful change according to the presidency. The mandate ease the cost of doing business, reduce interest rates for MSMEs and key sectors, as well as implement policies to boost economic growth. Now, President Tinubu has also made it clear that his administration's priority is to ensure food security and affordability with a focus on enhancing food production and availability. This comprehensive approach is considered by this government a significant step towards getting the economy back on track. We'll keep a close eye on this one and bring you updates as more information emerge. And now to breaking news in the Rivers State political tussle. The Court of Appeal in Abuja has delivered what seems a landmark verdict nullifying the expulsion of Martin Amewule and 24 other lawmakers from the Rivers State House of Assembly. In a unanimous decision, the 3-member panel ruled that the Rivers State High Court lacked jurisdiction in granting the ex parte order, citing Section 272, subsection 3 of the Constitution, which exclusively empowers the Federal High Court to determine vacancies in the House of Assembly. The court ruled on the jurisdictional issue, stating that the Federal High Court has sole and exclusive authority to hear and grant ex parte orders in matters related to vacancies in the House of Assembly. It also mandates that such cases cannot be heard by state high courts. This ruling, the court says, is grounded in Section 273 of the Constitution, which explicitly grants the Federal High Court exclusive jurisdiction over such matters. And joining me now to dissect this significant development and its implications for political landscape in Rivers State are some critical stakeholders that I'll be introducing to you shortly, but that's after this break. Stay with us, everyone.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu, do solemnly swear. Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers. Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policies, programs of government that will have to ensure that, the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge linking Oyingo here to Apapa Road over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call a permanent solution.
This place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
This can go into the news and every crumbs of your neighborhood.
Our goal is to remain as Africa's model megacity, to move our GDP from the 5-6 position to the 3rd position.